Mirror, mirror, module 5. Mirror, mirror, module 5. All right, let me put this where I can reach it if I need it. Setting up my station. Mirror, mirror, module 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Got your tea? You ready? I'm ready. I'm excited. As I shared with you on Module 4, I was really excited about Module 4. Well, this morning, I've already started. So I said, well, let me push start because this is good stuff. All right. Module 5. Get serious, Jackie. I'm serious. This is my serious face. You want to see a rock I drew? And it says, well, you can't read it because it's backwards. I'll read it to you. Big tree starts with small seed. That was at the mastermind, that my first in-person event, which I am starting to plan my second one. It was amazing. We walked away with all kinds of, I know you can't read this, but it says, I am resilient beyond measure. And notice how close it is to me. These are the things I tell myself. These are the things I say. To me, both in the mirror, wait, I have to do this, yeah. Both in the mirror, hey girl, oh, this is a cool picture. Oh, I'm gonna totally take a snap of this. Both in the mirror, and if I don't have a mirror, because I do it so much. It's a practice. It's a habit. It's a ritual. I got my back. I got my 6. And we went over that in Module 4. So Module 5 is loving yourself and standing in your own light. Standing in your own light. This morning when I woke up, story time, ding, ding, ding. Get your tea if you haven't, or coffee. This morning when I woke up, I opened my eyes. I knew I had my workshop. It was probably about 8:10 or something. And I knew I had, Module 5 was today. And when I woke up, I started looking through my mind for what I was thinking. Have you ever gone into an attic with a flashlight? And like you have to kind of bend down and you're looking for something like this with your flashlight? Or if you're trying to get the key open and like it's a camp or a house that that you're just getting to and you need to put the code in and it's dark, so you need to use your phone light. Well, that's what I was doing in my mind for what are the thoughts that you're thinking. Now, this is not taught in school, but it's so important because these bodies are amazing. These bodies are quite miraculous. And many people who have died and come back, or the medical community that sees people that now it's up to them. They have to have a will to live. It's up to them. And you hear these stories and the will is a very big part because it's the mind telling the body to do. So in our mind, throughout all of our ancestral line, because we came here as a result of that one, then 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 that one. And I mean, take it all the way back to the beginning of humanity. I mean, we started at some place. I think everyone can agree with that. All of humanity started somewhere. Now, there's a lot of question of where, how, when, big boom, were we a fish? The heavens and the earth were created. All of the different things that have been taught and pushed, in many cases, pushed on people that had their own beliefs. They were raised generationally throughout time, living a very lovely, healthy life. But they were forced. You need to do it this way because this is the right way. But humanity started somewhere. And we are now here, right now. Here, right now, right? And that long line, think of it as the breath. And he breathed into the flesh and it became man. I think that's in Genesis somewhere. And that breath, I often say, that breath is not disconnected from the source. The breath that was breathed, we take breathing for granted. Jeremy Renner, in January 1st of 2023, 2 years ago come January, I'm sure this is a hard time for him in his head, but I hope not. I'm thinking of you, Jeremy. I just read your book. And he was clearing his driveway, which is a half mile, with a snowcat. And his nephew, he thought, was in danger. So he went to run up on the snowcat, long story shorter. He broke over 30-some bones because he got trampled by a snowcat. A snowcat has big treads, and it's like 14,000 pounds, I think, and 6 wheels, I think, because he describes how each wheel went over him. And 3 on each side. The 3 went over him. And, or maybe, anyway. His only focus was, I have to keep breathing. If I stop breathing, I'll drown. And his whole family was in the house. They were going to go skiing. It was January 1st. But he had to clear the roads because there was like 5 feet of snow. But he had to focus on breathing. And he said he died. You got to read the book. But his will was so strong that he had to come back for his daughter. He had to come back for his family, his mother, his sisters, his family. He loved his family, and he had to come back for them. He didn't want to put this pain on them. The power of the mind. So here I am with a flashlight going through my mind after I just woke up, which is a really good time to do it. I said, what are you thinking? And the more we train ourselves to do this, because again, we're not taught to do this, but when we do start focusing on, what are you thinking? I say it all the time. What are you thinking? Live, love, life. Live today, love today. Life is today, right now. Life is now. And when we focus on what we're thinking right now, that's when we take over the helm. And we drive this beautiful machinery that houses our spirit. This is the temple of our spirit. And when his temple was in rough shape, you got to read the book. He was in rough shape, but he pulled through it. He's acting again 2 years later. His will to live. And he's always been a strong-minded individual for various reasons, as well as strong in his body because he disciplines his life. Showing up when you don't feel like it. So in the morning, I was looking in my mind for what I was thinking. What are you thinking? What are you thinking? What are you thinking? What are you thinking? This is module 5. Will anybody be there? Will anybody say they like it? You know, all those thoughts could have been there, but they weren't. I was excited. I said, this is module 5. I'm really excited about module 5 because standing in our own light is a daily thing. And once we learn to do it, I am the architect of my inner world. My inner world determines my outer world. We are all our own little universe. When I remember when I was in the army, I used to say, okay, have a good life. And people would just look at me. But I would never see them again, and I knew it. So I'd be like, have a good life. And sometimes people were like, yeah, you too, have a good life. But we're so busy busy with the noise. What is the noise? How do we shine in our own light? How do we even stand in our own light? Well, that was a little golden nugget right there. In the morning, just take 5 minutes. Just take 5 minutes before you wake, before the world gets to you, before you go on your phone if you're on social media, or if you have a business, before you answer the phone, before you go do whatever. Just take 5 minutes for yourself to wipe off the glass of the flashlight so that you can see with your light. That breath that was breathed that's still attached is a well within us. And all we have to do is remember. When I say all we have to do is remember, it's because we came here with everything we need. We came here with it. And at one point we knew that. And that's why truth is self-evident. All the famous scientists throughout the years, Einstein, all of the really well-renowned science leaders, there's one thing they definitely agreed upon, and that was truth is self-evident. What does that mean? It means you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. And the truth is attached to that you're attached to, that breath. When Jeremy was struggling to breathe, he really goes into detail about talking about, I just gotta focus, I gotta breathe in, because there was so much pain. He broke like some ribs 3 and 4 times were broken. Leg broken, collarbone broken, face, his eye was hanging out. I know that's gross, I'm sorry, but he knew he had to focus on his breath. His breath was going to keep the rest of the body going. So that was his main focus, as painful as it was. And sometimes he felt like he didn't get enough air in to even be able to exhale. These were his words. But he had to keep that flashlight in that dark place in his mind to keep this show going. All right. Self-love is an ongoing active practice. When you learn to love yourself and not be critical and hold grudges against yourself, why did I do that? That's clinging to the past. Why did I do that? I never should have done that. Why did I do that? That's clinging to the past. But when you can say, I love you, and I forgive you for doing that. That's showing yourself love. Getting a manicure and a pedicure and a massage and a facial, that's a way to pamper yourself, but we're talking something way deeper than pampering. We're talking loving yourself. When you love yourself, you come from a place of love. And anyone, anywhere, will agree, love is light. Follow the light. Follow the love. Dark is associated with hate, and love is associated with light. When you love yourself, you come from a place of love. And you have every reason to love yourself. Regardless of what you've been through, regardless of what you've done. Now that's a hard thing for some people to hear. And it's even harder for some people to hear, well, not them. Well, they shouldn't. Loving ourselves allows that flashlight battery to be recharged. Recharged. Self-love is an ongoing active practice. So when I was there in my mind looking for my thoughts, that is an example of me driving my day, me driving my world. me driving my universe. Because what we think and what we say brings life to what we think and say. And it starts with what we think. And we already went over this, but thoughts, they're not me. Emotions, they're not me either. So where am I? I am the observer of both thoughts and emotions. That's why I was looking for thoughts. I was looking for them. What thoughts am I thinking? What am I thinking? What are you thinking right now? What am I thinking right now? This is not to be confused with pampering oneself, right? It's funny, I write this stuff down. I just do a brain dump and what is coming to mind, and I write it down. And then sometimes I do it before I even get to it, which I just did. Learning to genuinely love yourself is a powerful way to live. It really is. For so long, I didn't know how. We're not taught this stuff. Hollywood definitely doesn't teach us it. Colonization, never heard anything about it in school. Loving yourself is not narcissistic. Narcissistic is on the lines of controlling everyone. Loving yourself, you release the control. You release the control because you're not looking for validation from other people. If I need you to validate me, I'm going to control you to make sure you validate me. Because I don't want to feel the pain. We'll do it like this and do it like this, and then that will make me feel. If you do this, then I will feel. Do make sure you don't, then I because that makes me feel. That's control. It's exhausting. And it's not sustainable. And it will suck the life right out of you. You will age before your time. Learning to genuinely love oneself, you're able to release the control because you no longer need to be validated by others because you are validating yourself. When you are self-validated, that means if you say, I'm going to do module 5, anywhere in there do you hear me asking, do you think I should? Can I have permission? Is it okay if I move with purpose, not permission. Because I do love myself. I trust myself. I believe in myself. I believe in the mission, and I'm fueled with passion for the mission. And that keeps me going. I am in purpose, on purpose, without permission. In other words, I don't need someone to say, oh yeah, you gotta go do this. Oh, you can do that. Oh, I don't know, maybe you should. Truth is self-evident. When I look within myself, is this what I'm gonna do next? Is this? I have everything I need inside of me. Nothing or no one determines my value. These things that I'm saying right now are things that I say to myself every day. That 5 minutes that I get quiet and I get that flashlight. But I mean, this morning it was more like a flashlight, and I think that was just to demonstrate. But usually I'm just quiet and I'm looking at the treetops because I'm up on the 2nd floor, and the birds come or they don't. There's snow out there or there isn't. And I just sit in the quiet and listen to the light in me, the breath that is still connected. When we feel loved by ourselves, we are radiating the love frequency. Because I love myself, when I go, or now, while I'm talking, you feel the love radiating. You feel that I'm sincere and I care. Because I'm sincere and I care about me. That's how I operate. So a lot of times people say, I really like your energy. My energy is that light. Energy is the fuel that we all have as humans. And it is not unlimited, but it is renewable. And we renew it with what we think and say, and how we move throughout the day. Some of the biggest drainers of energy are hatred, anger, bitterness, resentment. Have you ever known someone who just held on to bitterness? Like just held it like a football. You did this and I'm going to, you will never, I will. It takes a lot of energy. And whoever that person is or persons, they're off living their life. But you, the one with the football, the energy that you have, you are spending on them. Why? It's your energy. You could be using it to help you. You could be using it to help those around you, the ones you love. You hear older, wiser people say, forgive for you, not for them. You don't forgive them for their sake. You can. But the heart of it, you forgive for you. So you can keep going and live your life. This is your life. It's a gift. When we are exercising self-love, loving ourselves, we are intimately familiar with the love frequency. We know how it feels because we give it to ourselves. We love ourselves, so we know how it feels. So when someone comes around that is not sincere, truth is self-evident, right? And they rattle off something that might be compelling to others, because you are familiar with the love frequency, it'll be like nails on a chalkboard. Oh, what? What? You won't necessarily say that, but you'll feel it. These bodies are so wise. The majority of our wisdom is in what we feel. There's knowing, head knowledge, that computer, that calculate, that keeps everything on record. Everything on record. And the mind, when the thought comes in, we go digging through the computer. Oh, I know that because, oh, I know. Everyone wants to share about what they know. I know. All that knowing. What do you feel about this? How does it make you feel? And when someone comes around who is not operating from a love frequency, you will feel it. You will definitely feel it. Because you live in love. You love yourself. And you love those around you. And when your cup is full, then you can give to others. But if your cup is empty, how do you give from an empty cup? unless you're able to get some in it. Now, I guess you could depend on others. Can you fill my cup, please? Can you fill my cup? Because I want to give it to them. Fill my cup. Tell me you love me. Tell me you want to be around me. Tell me I'm funny. Tell me I'm nice. Fill my cup. Fill my cup. Fill my cup. Okay, here you go. Here you go. We're able to recognize love because we live in it. We live in that frequency. We emanate it. That's our light. And it shines like the diamond that we are. Diamonds are forged from pressure. We don't just shine because we've had everything easy. We don't just shine because life has been always good. Life isn't always good. Life isn't always good. But just like when you go to a pond and the wind's blowing and the water's moving, or the ocean and the water's really rough and there's whitecaps on the water or swells, you can't really see into the water like you can when the water is really calm. It makes it clearer. Same with our minds. When we clear the clutter of our minds, it's easier for us to hear from that breath that was breathed in that is still attached to source. To hear from that. I call it the well of the inner wise one. When we clear the clutter, what is the clutter? The clutter of the past. Clinging and carrying the past. And obsession with the future. Oh my, what if? Well, when? Well, wait, what? Ooh. This is what? When we clear the clutter, and the past is back there in the future, when we stop clinging to the past and obsessing over the future, what is there? It's right there. The present. The gift. The present. Breathe in. Breathe out. That's the present. Breathe in. Breathe out. Some people do breath work to help calm their mind, clear the clutter. The clutter in the mind is clinging or obsessing. But when we can return to the present, as it is, we can hear from the connected source, the well within. Our energy is seen long before we are visible in a room. It radiates a light that others see and feel, or see or feel, or recognize, but don't really understand. They may not understand it, but they can. Have you ever said something about her? You see her every time she walks in a room. They made me feel. I just felt like it was right. It feels good. I feel like this is it. When we can tap into the messages that our body sends us and how we feel, we hear them and we see them better when we monitor what are we thinking. Because that's how we're driving. Every thought that comes, we don't have to take it and create a story about it and log it into our computer. Some thoughts we can say, yeah, no. and wait for the next one. Just be in the present. Be still. We don't always have to have noise. We don't always have to have stimulation. If you feel like, oh, nobody's saying anything, I better say something. Nobody's saying anything. Why is it so quiet? It's awful quiet in here. We even make jokes about it. It's awful quiet in here. Like if a speaker comes on the stage and they don't say anything, they just start looking. Everyone's like, okay, who's this weirdo? Always wanting noise. Always wanting stimulation. Here, 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 here. You walk in a room and everybody's... Because it's easier than sit in the room. I remember the day we didn't have those and you would sit in the waiting room at the dentist's office. There was magazines, right? You could look at a magazine. Or people would bring a book. And as little kids' area to play for the young ones. Silence holds a lot of keys and wisdom. That's why like 5 minutes, 10 minutes before the world gets at us, if we can just do an inventory, do a self-reflection, talk to self, meet yourself in the mirror, tell yourself the things that you would tell your best friend. Ask the questions that you want to know. And listen for the answers. How does it feel? Our energy is seen long before we are visible in a room. It goes and others feel and see it. They don't all recognize it as such, but feel one way or the other. That's why online coaching and learning is so powerful. It's so powerful because energy is a frequency. And it's a frequency that you can feel and you know within yourself. You don't have to ask somebody. It's self-evident. You know. And that's why standing in your own light, recognizing your light, is so powerful. We live in a dark and noisy world. And being able to know that we, the light within us, that source, that breath that was breathed in us when we first got here, it's not disconnected. That's our source. That's our well. And when we disconnect all the clutter and the noise up here, we can focus and listen. We can focus and hear. We recognize frequency by those we don't even know. Loving ourselves allows us to be patient and understand those who clearly don't love themselves. Now, this has been huge, huge for me. Not everybody has an understanding, which is part of my mission. Not everybody has an understanding of how to really love yourself. Because when you love yourself, you are loving humanity. You are loving others, starting with you. We are more alike than we are different. We all came from somewhere. Somewhere gave us permission to be here. And we're all here. And there's different versions of it. But now that we're in a global society, like all the walls are down. We're in a global society. We are talking. There are people on here from multiple countries. Listening, watching, learning, growing together. We are a global society. You used to have to go to Napoli, Italia in order to get the best pizza. Now you can go to Amazon and order it. Or you can go to your local grocery store because it's probably in there. But there's some things in some of these countries they don't export. You got to go there still. And those kind of fun, right? That's kind of fun. There's something to that. We recognize frequency. Our body recognizes it, even if we don't yet understand it. Have you ever gotten that? What if I say to you, when the hair on the back of your neck stands up, what does that mean? You know what it means? It means, okay, there's danger. I just felt something in the air. I had to get out of there. It's a frequency. Some people are more sensitive to this than others. But you can learn to tune it up, turn it up. And it starts with driving with your flashlight, your light, your inner light, and knowing, what are you thinking? Day to day to day to day. Learn to love and trust yourself. Learning to trust oneself is very powerful. We're more aware of our inner wise one. We can hear better. Remember that water that was troubled? Clutter, noise, clinging to the past, obsessing about the future, all that noise. When that noise settles, you can see into the water. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that fish. You can also see into your mind and your inner world. You are the architect of your inner world. And what is the building block? Thoughts. Remember, you're the observer. They're not you. You're observing them. Be particular. Yeah, no, not that one. Yeah, no, not that one. Oh, yeah, let's go with that. 50 to 100,000 thoughts a day, we think. And the majority of people are running on autopilot, letting their mind do the driving. And their mind, once the mind grabs one, the emotions are then attached to it because we write this story. And those emotions, you know, the GPS for the emotions was established when we were young. You hurt me. I'm not going to talk to any more boys because I don't like boys because boys hurt me. Don't do this. Do it this way. What are you doing? Where are you going? Programming. Oh, I know I can't do that. Oh, I know I shouldn't do this. Oh, I'll never be good at that. Oh, they said I was. Oh, they said I was. Oh, they said I was. Well, they say. Programming. But when we choose to do the driving, we can reset that programming. And it doesn't take 5 months of really expensive therapy. It takes you being aware of what are you thinking. Did you just hear what I said? That means you can drive this. Yeah. It is powerful. Learning to trust yourself and be aware of your inner wise one. Now, in Module 4, I talked about the inner wise one, so I'm not going to go into that as much here, but you can refer back to Module 4. We can get guidance and assurance that we are on our path. This alone brings inner peace. Inner peace. You know? Obsessing about what isn't even here yet. Worrying. Oh my gosh, I used to worry. Worry. I was a single mom with 5 kids. I had a lot that I could potentially worry about. And I would usually find it. That's the clutter. It's heavy. It makes your load even heavier. And, okay, say, out of all the things I worried about, maybe, I'm 63 years old, maybe, I don't know. Okay, we'll just make a guess. Maybe out of all the things that I worried about, maybe 10% actually happened. Maybe. So that means 90% didn't of what I was worried about. 90%. But yet worrying is torturous. Think about it, right? When you're worrying about something, that's torture. That is a form of hell. It is torture to worry. And then the other 10%, even though I worried about it, did it change it? No. Didn't change it. So, why am I going to do that to me? Because if I am trusting and believing in me, that not that I'll do everything great and right, but that I'll be all right. I'll be all right. This too shall pass. Though this is heavy, I don't like it. I'll be all right because I got my back. I got my front. I got my sides. Because I trust in me. I believe in me. I love me. We can get guidance and assurance that we are on our path. This alone brings inner peace. When we shut down all that noise and that clutter and we sit and we look for the thoughts, we sit, we can get guidance. That feels right. I'm liking the way this feels. A cluttered mind, when calmed, is easier to receive the guidance and to hear it. Just like water when it's troubled, it's hard to see and to see the bottom, right? But when it settles, when the mind is calm, life is lighter, even when the load is heavy. This is our light. This is the light in us. Our light. And it's like a flashlight in the attic. We're trying to get the key in the door because it's dark. These all work together. When we align with ourselves, compassion, forgiveness, and celebration of others it feels like you're celebrating yourself. Because you understand it at a level of oneself. And it radiates genuinely. Treating self-love as a relationship, not a destination. Now that is golden. Remember that. Treating self-love as a relationship. And it is a relationship. It's the most important relationship that we have is one with ourselves. One with ourselves. You know, I've often wondered, you hear about different organizations, spiritual organizations, churches, different spiritual groups that have done things that are not favorable to mankind. And that reflects poorly on God, spirit, universe, source, divine, Buddha, whatever the belief is. It reflects poorly. When we understand that everything we need is in us and we don't have to seek from outside of us these things, but we have to get quiet within ourselves, be still and know. Be still and know. I think there's a verse that says, be still and know that I am God. Be still and know. And this is not a religious message. This is a message of learning the power of living today, loving today, and knowing that your life is today. Because at the end of our life, Jeremy Renner was at the end of his life. He died. He's back. But he died. I don't know for how long, but read the book. And he saw the other side. And he talks about it. This that we have right here is a gift. And all of us will come to an end of our time in this gift. Many get all the way to the end and don't even know some of what I'm talking about here. And what I'm talking about is a gift. Life is a gift. Life is an adventure. But we put ourselves in our own jail cells. We put ourselves in our own jail cells with some of the program that we've been taught. Some of the, there are a lot of forces that want us to jail ourselves. Because that keeps us doing what it is they want us to do. Just go to work, go home, go to work, go home, go to work, go home. treating self-love as a relationship, not a destination, is imperative for online entrepreneurs. It is imperative. Our light is seen by those who align with our energetic vibrations, which builds trust. Don't know. You don't know us. You don't know me, some of you. Why are you listening to me? Why are you still listening to this? Because it resonates within you. The light in you sees the light in me. And it remembers. When we trust, like, and love ourselves, others feel it. We then stand in our light and others see it. What I just said. When you're in the mirror, when you, because this is mirror. Oh yeah, when I look in there. But then when I go, how did I do that? Like that. Come over here a little bit. There you go. See how I talk to myself? Am I crazy? That's a paradigm. When you talk to yourself, you're crazy. Really? I would disagree with that. We have a lot of fun. When you talk to yourself and you're in the mirror, be nice. Be kind. Ask questions. Bring reassurance. I believe in you. I trust you. We're going far. We're going to help a lot of people. This little light of mine, we're going to let it shine. When you do that, what I just did, when you do what I just did, I believe in you. I trust you. This little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. When you do that, that's powerful. It sets a path that nobody. When I move with purpose, not permission, this is the fuel. This is the passion that fuels the mission. Believing in yourself. Trusting yourself. I got my 6. Now, I got friends and they got my 6, but I got my 6. And I got their 6, but I got my 6. I stand behind what I say. I'm living it. And it's so fulfilling, comforting. I can't stop talking about it. I got to share it. I'll listen to my own videos and I'll be like, oh yeah. Because I'm being fed while I'm feeding. And what we're doing is remembering the truth in me. You will recognize the truth in me because it's in you. We're remembering. All that noise, that clutter, all that noise. Bring it down. Calm the waters so that you can hear from the source. That breath is still connected. The breath that we take advantage of until the day, if we reach it, that we have to fight for it, or we just release it. Jeremy Renner had to fight for his. I think it was 45 minutes out in the cold, in the snow. And he's living to tell about it. Know that you're on your side. Know that you believe in yourself. Forgive yourself in the mirror. Tell yourself, I forgive you for not knowing, for doing this or that. Shame is a weapon. Shame has been weaponized for a long time. Shame would keep people from being able to love each other because they weren't allowed to. And shame was the weapon that was used. Oh, well, if you do that, you know you're not going to be accepted here. Shame is a weapon. It is a very low frequency. And it can hold you down. And when you shame yourself for something that you did, forgive yourself. And do better. When you know to do better, do better. Forgiveness to yourself in the mirror, repeatedly, until you feel it. Do small things regularly and acknowledge completion. I am starting a squat squad yesterday. Sometimes we have to be put to pressure in order for us to, that's that diamond, right? Sometimes we have to be held to the fire. Sometimes we have to feel like, oh, I better do this now because I might. The squat squad, in January 7th of last year, I started doing 25 squats a day when I would brush my teeth in the morning. I was habit stacking. That would remind me. Every time I brush my teeth, I'd do my squats. Well, it's almost been a year, right? It's almost been a year. What am I, 8 days shy of it? And, oh, you can see it. That's not the important part. I mean, it's very important because they're stronger. And as we get older, we want our bodies to take good care of us, right? So I have a little trio that I do. I do squats in the morning. I do push-ups in the morning. And I usually walk regularly, daily. I keep track of it. Well, I've decided I'm going to start a squat squad. And the squat squad is commit to doing 25 or 26, because it's 2026, squats a day, every day, and see what you think about it. What this does is it gives us something to say, oh, I did it. See, I'm still doing it. 7 days. I've done it for 7 days now. 30 days. I did it for 30 days. It helps build that trust in yourself. Just little things. Start with little things. That's a little thing. It literally takes me, I don't know, a minute and a half. But sometimes I get into it. Like today, I think I did 40 or 50 because it makes me brush my teeth longer. So I said, let me start a squat squad. That'll be fun. So I put a post out there. I'm doing a squat squad. And if you see it, we're just going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it throughout the year. The squat squad, right? And it doesn't mean you have to be anywhere at a certain time. It's just do it. And then let's talk about it. How are you feeling about it? How does it feel? It's fun. I got a lot out of it, so that's why I'm sharing it. I'm starting a workshop membership for these workshops. I believe that the views on this workshop are consistent. Like, people are watching the workshops, and I know that it's feeding because I know how much it feeds me. This information is so important right now, right? So important. Like the noise and the clutter, that inner peace, that inner knowing, that inner calm, it's a gift. It's a gift. And it's in our hands for ourselves and those around us. So I'm going to start this workshop membership. It's going to be coming, and it's going to be a monthly membership, a price, and there'll be a special location. And I'm committing to doing one workshop every month. And some of those workshops will lead to bigger programs if people are more interested in intensifying it. All that stuff is coming. Acknowledging growth and effort. So even in the squat squad, right? And before we do that, I want to acknowledge my growth and effort, because in August, I said, I think I want to do a workshop every month. August, September, October, November, December. So it's been 5 months, and I have done. Now, Mirror turned into a November, December because the modules, because I wasn't done yet. I was like, there is more to this. And I'm celebrating that. And how am I celebrating it? I'm going to do it for 2026. I'm committing to once a month having a workshop. And there's going to be a membership. And parts of it will be free and parts of it will be paid only. And I've got to stick to that, because I find that when you pay, you pay attention. And these are very valuable. This information is extremely valuable. And I take time out to prepare it and to make sure it's going to be good, going to be juicy. Now, I have a connection. That inner source, that breath that was breathed into me, that's still there. And I tap into that source. And that's what I want to help share with others. Tap into your source, your wise one within, that well of wisdom, that fire that burns. Celebrating growth and effort is very, very important. And that's going to be a big part of the Squat Squad too. We're going to do little celebrations. A thankful journal. This is something I am incorporating. I'm also planning out my December right now. And my 2026. I've reviewed 2025. And I wrote down 3 things each month that I did that I'm celebrating. And now I'm working on 111 things I want to get done in 2026. And I've written down 60 of them. And I keep adding to them a little bit, sometimes in my quiet time, or sometimes I just go and do what I call my journal time. And this is part of adding to that. So I'm also starting a thankful journal. Things that I am thankful for. On my birthday, I was walking on the beach and there was what I thought was a bag full of sand. Turned out to be my now favorite hat. It's an Australian hat. It looked like it was, once I washed it and cleaned it up, it's in a lot of my pictures. It's green and it's got the flip ups. That was given to me from the sea to me on my birthday. Also a pair of Australian boots. Now, maybe I'm going to Australia, but someone left these boots and I'm like, why are these boots just sitting here on my rock? Where I sit on my rock, there was a rock right near there, right in my office. And like during day 5, I'm like, why are those boots still there? Somebody left their boots. So I went and looked at them, practically new, fit like a glove, and I really liked them. And they're not cheap boots. So I was like, the things that I find, this was on the bench. This is a beautiful crystal I was sitting at the beach, again, on the beach at the bench. I'm starting a thankful and grateful journal. Things that just come in my life. And there's a lot of them. I'm just telling you a few. But this happens all the time. I don't care if it's a penny on the ground. When we are thankful and we appreciate what we get, our brain recognizes that and it notices more, like, oh, look at what I saw. Look at what I found. Look at what I was given some tickets to this play. Like, it happened in less than 48 hours. I was like, I'm so excited. I know something's coming. I get this email. And the play was so good. And the tickets were like $320 some. The things that happen when we calm the water, right? And then we appreciate it. So showing gratitude and having a thankful journal tracker. That's what I'm starting for 2025. Have at it. If it's something that spurs you. Let's see. And I want to start also like a regular ritual of appreciation. Appreciation for you, appreciation for this group, appreciation for me being able to do these live recordings and you watching them. And even if you don't say anything, even if you don't hit like, love, or whoa, or anything, but you just watch it. I am grateful. I am thankful. And I appreciate that. Naming one loving thing that you did for yourself this week. That's a really good thing to do too. That is something that this is all ways to build your confidence in yourself, to know you got your 6. Being grateful for who you are, being grateful for your hands and all the things your hands have done, being grateful for your knees, being grateful for your heart that keeps beating and you don't have to say, keep beating. Excuse me, did you beat yesterday? Because I'm not sure. You don't have to do any of that. Practicing and honoring your boundaries and your choice. Knowing that no is okay. It's okay to say no. Say no when no is the answer. And these are things that will build confidence in yourself. And that's all I have written down. And it is 11:01. Oh, wait, I did this too. If you want to do your guided mirror talk, write this down. These 5 things, just like the 5 modules. See, like, trust, know, and love. That's what the 5 modules are. Module 1 was see, module 2 was like, module 3 was trust, module 4 was know, and module 5 was love. These 5 things, they'll change your life. They've definitely changed mine. I'm going to be offering some memberships, but the Squat Squad is just going to be fun. It's just going to be on my profile, and people are already starting to chime in. Chime in if you want to. Follow along. Do it. Every day. 25 squats while you're brushing your teeth. And then let me know. Because it's fun. Even though we're apart, we're more alike than we are different. And we're closer than we realize, especially if we want to be. Well, this concludes Module 5, but it also concludes Mirror Mirror Workshop. I'm so proud of me. I did it. And you listened. If you're here, thank you. Learn to love you. Learn to trust you, believe you, like you. It is a wonderful place to be. It's a great way to spend the day. And having that friend in the mirror, it's nothing like it. Good days, bad days, she's your friend. He's your friend. Trust her. Trust him. Believe in her. Believe in him. I believe in you. That's why I do this. That concludes Module 5. I've enjoyed being here with you. I've enjoyed sharing and learning with you. Because as I said, when I'm sharing, as I feed, I'm being fed. And I like it. But for now, I'm going to say ciao. Reach out if you want to work with me closer, because I do one-on-ones, intensive. If there's something you're wondering about what you want to do or something, and you just want to talk, or join my Get It Done program. That's a weekly thing. Or join the membership for the workshops. Love to have you. There'll be more information coming on that. But check out my solo links. It's under my bio. That will be changing. And the prices are going up. So grab them while they're where they are. Because in 2026, that's going to be one of the things I'm going to be definitely implementing. My mentors, my inner wise one, my guidance, my source, they're all saying the same thing. So I'm going to be doing it. The prices will be going up. But when there's pressure in the game, when you feel like, oh, I better do this now, that makes you move. And that brings change. Because action brings change. Enjoy your friends. Enjoy your family. But most of all, enjoy yourself. Because you are the one and only you. Nobody like you. Nobody. Be kind in your mind with what you say to yourself. Because you are your BLF. Ciao for now. Thank you. I'm grateful.